Very good morning, dear students. So, this class we are going to discuss from the activity ratio, trade receivable turnover ratio, and trade payable turnover ratio. So, previous video we discussed the activities for working capital turnover ratio, inventory turnover ratio. Na? So, okay. So today we are going to discuss trade receivable and trade payable. Okay. Here, what is the meaning of trade receivable turnover ratio? Here, nothing but amount receivable against goods sold and or services rendered in the normal course of business by the enterprise. Here, it's amount remaining outstanding against the sale of goods and or services rendered. So when a person become debtor, whenever goods sold on credit. Okay, so here trade receivable nothing but debtors and bills receivable. Okay, it is expressed in number of times. Okay, that is the idea here. Okay, so trade receivables mostly based upon our credit sales. Then a relationship between credit revenue from operations. Okay, so that's what our credit sales of the business. So here net credit sales and average trade receivables we are going to discuss. That is the formula here. So account receivable turnover ratio is equal to net credit sales divided by average account receivable. Here what is average of debtors and bills receivables of the year is called nothing but average accounts receivable. Okay. Here, so what is the meaning of credit sales? Nothing but credit sales minus sales return. Okay. Similarly, what is the other name is also called revenue from operations minus cash revenue from operations. That's what difference between total sales minus cash sales. You will get credit sales. Okay, that is credit sales. Based upon that only the trade receivables are debtors. Okay, so whenever goods sold on credit, naturally customer is become outstanding. Okay. So that's what here. Here, what is the meaning of average account receivable or average trade or average account receivable? Nothing bad. Opening debtors plus opening bills receivable plus closing debtors plus closing bills receivables divided by 2. That is the average account receivable meaning. Then, what is the objective and significance of our trade receivables turnover ratio? This ratio indicates the number of times the trade receivables are turned over in a year in relation to credit sales. So always based upon credit sales. It shows how quickly trade receivables are converted into cash and cash equivalents. That's what when how quickly our debtor repay their money as early as possible. That's why it's coming under current asset. Okay, easily converted into cash within a year. Shows the efficiency in collection of amounts due against trade receivables. Okay. So here what is the I ratio explains here. Debts are collected more promptly. Okay, low ratio, inefficiency in collection or increased credit period and more investment debtors than required. So as a low ratio, collection is very inefficient. Okay, the debtors not paid immediately. They are taking more credit period. That is the low ratio explaining here. Then, here another very important thing related to this trade receivables turnover ratio, debt collection period or average collection period. It provides an approximation of the average time that it takes to collect debtors. Okay, so naturally we are giving time to debtors. How many months we are going to repay our money? Whenever goods sold on credit, so when the customer will repay our money, maybe 1 month or 2 months, that is the time duration we are given to the customer. That's why it is called here debt collection period. It shows an average period for which the credit revenue from operations remain outstanding or average credit period enjoyed by the trade receivables. Computed by dividing 365 days. Maybe whenever you want to know the number of days, we consider as 365 days. Or you want number of months, we mention as a month. That's why here day means total days 365. Months means out of total 12 months, how many months a debtor wants credit period. Okay, by the trade receivables turnover ratio. That's why it is very, very important one. Debt collection period and average collection period. Okay, here the formula is here what average collection period is equal to. Maybe you want to know the days, 365 days divided by account receivable turnover ratio. Similarly, you want number of months, you mention month divided by account receivable turnover ratio. That's why you want to know number of days or months. That is the formula idea here. Okay. Now we're going to discuss trade payables turnover ratio. So amounts payable for purchase of goods or services taken by the enterprise in the ordinary course of business. Okay, as you know, when our opposite trade receivable, here trade payable, when you goods purchased on credit, anyway we are going to pay our creditors. Okay, similarly, so how much money we are going to pay, what are the credit period allowed by our creditors. Okay, that is the here. Trade payables nothing but creditors and bills payable. Okay, shows the relationship between net credit purchases and total payables or average payables. The average payment period or creditors velocity shows the credit period enjoyed by the enterprise in paying creditors. That's why here also how much period our creditors given to us to repay our dues. Okay. See here, what is the formula here? The trade payable turnover ratio is what? Credit purchases divided by average accounts payable. Here, what is the meaning of net credit purchases? Credit purchases minus purchase return. That's what our net credit purchases. Here, average trade or accounts payable nothing but what? Our opening and closing trade payables divided by 2, or opening creditors and bill payables and closing creditors and bills payables divided by 2. So once you are strong in our trade receivables turnover ratio, naturally our payable turnover ratio very easy. Just opposite. There we are going to discuss about debtors, we are going to discuss about our creditors. Okay. So here also average payment period. So how our going to pay our creditors the given period of time. So it's also called average age of payables. Here what is average payment period? Average accounts payable divided by total credit purchases divided by days. Okay. Or it is maybe want months or days in a year divided by trades payable turnover ratio. So that's what we want to know. Similarly here we want to know days or a month. So how it expresses here months or days, that is the average payment period. So how many days our creditors given to us to repay our dues. That's what we are going to calculate average payment period. Here what is the objective and significance? So objective of calculating trade payables turnover ratio is to establish the number of times the creditors are turned over in relation to credit purchases. Okay. So here I am dealing with our credit purchases. Okay. Here what is high turnover ratio? Availability of less period or early payments. Okay. Here high turnover ratio means our duration of our payment period is very less. Okay. Not availing full credit period. But low ratio, naturally creditors are not paid in time or an increased credit period. Okay. So naturally they want more period. That's why they were high ratio and low ratio significance here. Okay. Okay, now we are going to discuss trade receivables turnover ratio for some problems. Here example 1. So calculate trade receivable turnover ratio from the following. Closing debtors 40,000, net credit sales being 25% of net cash sales. Okay. So excess of closing debtors over opening debtors 20,000. Okay. Total net sales 1,50,000. Okay, that's what the problem here. Here very important point. Net credit sales being 25% of net cash sales. Okay. So some information is not it is invisible. Okay. That's what we're going to discuss. Okay. Then what is the formula here? As you know, accounts receivable turnover ratio, nothing but our credit sales divided by average accounts receivable. First we want to go into calculate credit revenue from operation, nothing but net credit sales here. Our total net sales minus net cash sales. Okay. But we know our total net sales 1,50,000. But we don't know our net cash sales. So how to calculate net cash sales? Okay, we consider net credit, they given information, net credit sales being 25% of net cash sales. Okay. So now we take let net cash sales to be X. We consider net cash as a X. Okay. So net credit sales is nothing but what? 25% of X, or we consider X divided by 4. Okay. So when 25% expressed in percentage, so we can classify it into X divided by 4 for the calculation purpose. Okay. Here total net sales is equal to total net sales plus net cash sales. Okay, that's what the idea. Okay, here we know what is our total net sales. X plus X divided by 4 is equal to nothing but simplification 5X divided by 4. When coming for the equation, X nothing but our net cash sales is equal to 1,50,000 into 4 by 5 for the equation. So we get naturally 1,20,000. Okay, that's what our net cash sales. Now what is our net credit sales? 1,20,000 into 25%. That's what our net credit sales as per the information. See here. Okay, so naturally 1,20,000, 25%, 30,000 is our net credit sales. When you go into substitute here now, You know now what is our net credit sales. Total net sales we got it, then net cash sales we got it just now. Okay. So when you substitute here 1,50,000 minus 1,20,000, we get it our net credit sales 30,000. When you going to calculate for the average debtors here. Okay. Here what is our average debtors? Opening debtors plus closing debtors divided by 2. Okay. So but here opening debtors is missing. So they are given only closing debtors and other information. That's why we are going to substitute here opening debtors is equal to closing debtors minus excess of opening and closing debtors. Okay. So nothing but 40,000 minus 20,000. You will get it 20,000. That's what our opening debtors. Now we are going to substitute average debtors. You know the formula. Opening debtors plus closing debtors divided by 2. So 20,000 plus 40,000 divided by 2. We get it 60,000 divided by 2. So 30,000 naturally. Now we are going to apply the formula. Accounts receivable turnover ratio is equal to credit sales divided by average accounts receivable. So 30,000 divided by 30,000 is equal to 1 time. That is the problem for the year 1 time, the equation. Okay. Now going for the second example. Calculate trade receivable turnover ratio and average collection period. So credit revenue from operation, net credit sales for the year is 6 lakh. Okay. So debtors and bills receivable at the year end were 60,000, 40,000. The given year end is debtors is 60,000, bills receivable 40,000 respectively. Okay. So trade receivables turnover ratio. What is the formula? You know, credit revenue from operations or nothing but net credit sales divided by average trade receivables. Okay. But we substituted directly here available information. Credit revenue from operations 6 lakhs. Okay, divided by. So our trade receivable nothing but our debtors opening. Okay, 60,000 plus 40,000 together. Okay, that's what they given here. See here, our debtors and bills payable were added here closing. Okay, 60,000 plus 40,000 become 1 lakh. So 6 lakh divided by 1 lakh, you get it 6 times. Okay, now here we're going to calculate average collection period. They asked according to month, I are going to calculate. So number of months in a year divided by trade receivable turnover ratio. Okay. So as you know, number of months means we want to know 12 months divided by just now we got it our trade receivable turnover ratio 6. When you substitute here, you get 2 months. 2 months is the collection period. You get the money from our customer. Suppose I want in number of days. Suppose you want, what is the number of days you want collected? How many days you given time to the debtors to collect the money? Okay, here number of days in a year divided by trade receivables turnover ratio. So just to apply with 365 divided by 6. Okay, you will get it 60.83. But here we want to know the days, just to round off here 61 days. That's what the problem here. We are going to calculate both our trade receivable turnover ratio and our average collection period, both how to calculate by month wise and days wise. That's the problem here. Now move for our example 3. So calculate opening and closing trade receivables from the following information. Here we are going to discuss opening and closing trade receivable. Okay. So they given other information. What is they given cash revenue from operations is equal to 1/3 of credit revenue from operations. Okay. They given like that. So cost of revenue from operations they given 3,60,000. Okay. So profit is 25% of revenue. 25% of revenue from operations. Okay. So trade receivables at the end were 3 times that of and in the beginning. So these are the information they given. So the only amount they given 3,60,000 cost of revenue from operation. So other information they given 25% revenue from operation. Okay. So cash revenue is 1/3 of credit revenue. The trade receivables they given at the end were 3 times that of in the beginning. So beginning is 1 time. Naturally closing is 3 times. That's what they given. Okay. They given trade receivables turnover ratio 3 times. Okay, how to calculate this? First we are going to discuss the sales. What is our total revenue? So cost of revenue from operations plus gross profit. So you will get it naturally our total revenue from operations or our total sales. Okay. So they given gross profit clue 25% revenue from operation. Okay. We consider sales is equal to 100. Gross profit is 25% of 100. So naturally 25. So we get it what is our cost. So 100 minus gross profit 25. We get it cost of revenue from operation 75. Okay. So we will discuss gross profit and cost of revenue from operation. I think but 25 divided by 75 because they given only gross profit based upon our cost of revenue. That's why 25 divided by 75 are nothing but 1/3. Okay. Now we will discuss total revenue from operations, what cost of revenue from operations plus gross profit. When you substitute here, cost of revenue from operations, we know it 3,60,000 plus 1/3 of 3,60,000. That is the gross profit. You will get it 1,20,000. The total amount is 4,80,000 of our total revenue from operation. Okay. Now how to calculate credit revenue? Okay. So let credit revenue from operation X. So they are given cash revenue from operations is equal to 1/3 of credit revenue from operations. So nothing but we considered X by 3. Okay. Substitute it here. So what is total revenue from operation is equal to what? We added together now our credit sales and cash sales. That's what here. Credit revenue and cash revenue. So as you know, total revenue just now we found 4,80,000 is equal to, we want to add credit revenue what? X divided by 3 plus cash revenue we don't know X. So when you simplification this here, 4,80,000 is equal to C 3x plus X by 3. 3x plus X by 3 when you make it by equation 3x plus X is equal to 4,80,000 into 3. Okay, so when 4x is equal to 14,40,000, so X is equal to 14,40,000 divided by 4. We got it 3,60,000 our credit total revenue from operation. Okay, that's what the idea here. So now we got it total receivable turnover ratio. What is the formula? Credit revenue from operation divided by average trade receivable. So we got it already. We know total receivable turnover ratio. They given 3 from the problem. Okay, see here. They given 3. Okay, trade receivable turnover ratio 3 times. Okay, so we are going to substitute from the problem formula. Okay, so 3 is equal to credit revenue from operation 3,60,000 divided by average trade receivables we don't know. Okay, now how to calculate average trade receivable 3,60,000 divided by 3, we get it 1,20,000. From the average trade receivables, we know opening trade receivables plus what is the meaning of average trade receivables? Opening trade receivables plus closing trade receivables divided by 2. So trade receivables at the end were 3 times that of in the beginning. Okay, so naturally opening trade receivables is equal to X. Closing trade receivables is equal to 3x. That's what opening X. So closing is 3 times. Okay, of our opening. That's what here 1,20,000 is equal to X plus 3x divided by 2. For simplification here 1,20,000 is equal to 4x divided by 2. So naturally X is equal to 2,40,000 divided by 4. So opening trade receivables we get X is what? 60,000. So once you get it opening trade receivable, naturally closing trade receivables 3 into X 3 into 60,000, 1,80,000. That's what the our trade receivable calculation here. Okay. Now we are going to discuss trade payable turnover ratio. Okay. So here the first problem. From the following particulars taken from the books of Kumar Limited, calculate trade payables turnover ratio and average payable period. They bracket the given days. They want to know in days. Okay. The total purchases 8,50,000. Cash purchases 1 lakh. Purchase returns 50,000. Then creditors at the end of the year 1,60,000. Creditors in the beginning 1,20,000. So now we are going to discuss what is the meaning of trade payable turnover ratio. We are applying the formula first. Net credit purchases divided by average trade payables. Okay. First we are going to do what is the net credit purchases? Nothing but our total purchases minus cash purchases minus purchase return. You will get net credit purchase. Okay. So from the available problem information, you taken 8,50,000 total purchase minus cash purchase 1 lakh minus purchase return 50,000. So we get a net credit purchases 7 lakhs. Okay. So now average trade payables. So opening trade payables plus closing trade payables divided by 2. So you will get it average. So as they given the problem 1,20,000 plus 1,60,000 become 2,80,000 divided by 2. So we get it 1,40,000. Okay. Now apply the formula. Net credit purchases 7 lakhs. Then average trade payables 1,40,000. We get it 5 times. Okay. So here once you are strong in our similarly same manner our account receivable turnover ratio. Here our accounts payable turnover ratio very easy. Okay. There our the collection period, here payment period. That is the difference. Okay. That's why you are compare your formula and easily identify to know our formula to memorize in future for our examination purpose. Okay. Now then average period payable period what? Average trade payables net divided by net credit purchases into 365. Okay. So here 1 lakh here you want to know number of days. Okay, that's what here. So we can discuss here how to calculate days. Average trade payable net divided by net credit purchases into 365. Okay, so 1,40,000 our average trade payables divided by our net credit purchases 7 lakh into 365. We get it what? 73 days. Okay, or average payable period we want to know by just number of days again. Say other manner. Okay, average payable period nothing but our 365 divided by trade payable turnover ratio. When you substitute here 73 days. Okay, that's what the information here. Okay, now moving for the example 2. Your opening sundry creditors 80,000 and opening bills payable 3,000, closing sundry creditors 1 lakh, then closing bills payable 17,000, purchases 14 lakhs, cash purchases 5 lakhs, purchase return they given 1 lakh. So calculate trade payable turnover ratio here. Okay. See the trade payable turnover ratio, we have to apply the formula first. Okay, so trade credit purchases divided by average trade payables. Okay, our first duty how to calculate net credit purchases. Okay, they given purchases minus cash purchases minus purchase return. They easily we can able to calculate from the available information. So 14 lakhs minus 5 lakhs cash purchases minus 1 lakh purchase return. We got 8 lakhs. That's what our net credit purchases. Okay. Now average trade payables want to do what? Opening creditors and bills payable plus closing creditors and bills payable divided by 2 because they give us the 4 information. 2 opening creditors and bills payable, 2 closing creditors and bills payable. Okay, when added together 80,000 is our opening creditors, 3,000 is our bills payable. Okay, that's what here. Then closing creditors 1 lakh and bills payable 17,000. Okay, we added all together divided by 2. We get it 83,000 for opening creditors and bills payable and 1,70,000 for closing creditors and bills payable. We added together all 2 lakh divided by 2. Got it 1 lakh. Okay, that is our average trade payable. Now apply the formula. Net credit purchases average divided by average trade payables. Okay, 8 lakhs is our credit purchases. Just now we got it 1 lakh of our average trade payable. So 8 lakh divided by 1 lakh 8 times. Okay, here that's what the idea here. So here your discussion here very important. You should be able to make it for all the ratios. So once you go through all the ratios, open your notebook, then you have to memorize how to read your all formulas. Okay, so everything is here based upon formula oriented. Okay, so that's what this we have discussed our activity turnover ratio. Previous class discussed inventory turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio, and this class we are going to discuss our trade receivables and trade payable turnover ratio. So I hope that you understood this. Okay, so thank you very much.